Welcome, everyone. Wait for it. There we go. To Slam Jam. Now, there's a lot to discuss today. This weekend is going to be the Elimination Chamber, where once again we're in the pattern of WWE shows with about 4 matches on them. So lots to get your teeth into, no doubt. But I guess this is kind of like the current trend because you go from war games where obviously nowadays there's a men's and a women's war game. There's a men's and a women's Royal Rumble, and now there'll be a men's and women's Elimination Chamber. And each of these matches will last about 40 minutes or an hour in the case of Royal Rumbles. And so there's not much time for any of the mid-card filler.
There's not. I would think that usually on the SmackDown before the shows, there's usually like one match that's suddenly added. You know, oh, okay, we usually go set list tomorrow on thing. Or in the case of that, what was that Matt? What was that show that had the AAA show that was like right before it? Dominic Mysterio just went, okay, you and me go wrestle like later today on the other show.
Yeah.
It was like 5 minutes. It was like, what's the point? And it's like, yeah, you're not gonna build up to any other matches, and there is literally no point. And you know what? They're gonna build up to something on this this pay-per-view because at the moment I'm not really buying it.
Well, the pay-per-view?
Yeah.
Wait, but
not hyped for it at all.
When you say you're not buying it, it's like on Netflix, right?
Well, yeah, no, I mean literally buying it, obviously, but no, I mean, I wouldn't even if I was. If I
oh yeah, you would. Yeah, okay, yeah.
I just don't. I'm not hyped for this show at all.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I'm not especially hyped, so I'll bring up what the full matches are. Look, so this is the preview. I haven't got the preview window open actually. Share screen. Let's grab it.
Mm-hmm. Hi everyone, by the way.
Yeah. Hello. Oh, sorry, I skipped the intros entirely. Dave, say hello to the people.
I already did that. Oh, hello.
Okay. Right. So so you're Dave, I'm Dave, and this
is just us again. It's just us two.
It's just us. Yeah. Now, let's have a look here. Men's Elimination Chamber match participants meet on SmackDown. So if you weren't excited for the actual match itself, tonight these guys are going to meet each other in the ring.
Are they going to do what they did like they did when they try and hide the Money in the Bank ladder match many years ago, where they're all just sat on ladders for no reason, and this time they're just sat on individual mini chambers?
They should do something like that, mini chambers. But like, who cares about this? Like, so what? So now, and the women are not going to meet each other. They'll meet each other in the ring, basically.
Yeah,
yeah. So, we can go over that. First of all, though, Monday Night Raw this week, the phenomenal AJ Styles, a tribute to AJ Styles. AJ was there. The first thing I saw on the Tuesday morning after it was the clip of the Undertaker in the ring going, "We have unfinished business," and I was like, "Do it!" And it was a swerve.
You fell for it.
I did. I fell for it because the reaction, and I was just like, "Yeah." Undertaker didn't get a proper final match, and he could just like, "We'll have our final match together," and I'm like, "This is magic," but
no, he's got his new gimmick of telling people they're in the Hall of Fame.
Who else did he tell? Triple H.
It's old Triple H and Stephanie.
Oh yeah, Stephanie is going in. Didn't they say that AJ was the first inductee though?
No, it's the latest
Stephanie. Okay, yeah, the latest, the newest, or whatever.
Inductee.
What do you think of AJ going? Okay, I almost feel like he might have known in advance, but there is a chance that they're like, "We're announcing that you're going into the Hall of Fame, so you don't turn up on Dynamite."
Well, exactly. He's obviously signed some sort of contract to say that he's staying on and he's going to stay backstage in some sort of manner. Otherwise, they wouldn't be giving him the Hall of Fame induction this early on, I don't think. So yeah, but it's deserved. It's a 10-year. Pretty much straight through, obviously some injury stuff and all that sort of stuff. And they gave it to him in spite of him saying in the week that WrestleMania isn't the PLE it used to be.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Lost its luster.
Well, all of them have. Because this thing, now they're PLEs.
You know, if Vince was still in charge, he'd have been like, "Get that guy out of here. Put him in the boiler room without a biscuit."
Oh my god! Yeah, Abyss made his WWE debut.
Kazarian showing up backstage. That was hilarious.
Like people saying, "Oh, Kazarian made his WWE debut." He was in WWE for a very short period. You know.
Yeah, exclusively on Velocity.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my god. But yeah, do you know, like I saw that as the clip. I did watch Raw, but like I skipped through some of the like backstage segments, and like Raw is actually is it officially back down to 2 hours? Because this was a really quick watch.
I don't watch the weekly show, so
You don't watch.
But I did see it was a bit shorter this week from what I'd read and all that sort of stuff. I think apart from AJ's retirement bit at the end, I did notice in the highlight bit where they showed him hugging everybody after the bit gone off the air, and his music was just repeatedly playing in the background to the point of, I imagine, just utter people going mad, going, "Stop the music, please." And obviously they brought in Gallows and Anderson, and they brought in Air Paris as well from his air raid.
Oh wow, I did not see that.
He was the guy. He was the guy just before he hugs Abyss. Before Abyss goes over to him, but yeah, character going, "Oh, I love you, buddy." Oh. The guy that he hugs before that is the guy who used to be in the tag team air raid from WCW.
Yeah, that is a fun callback. They should have been like on the main show, because they were like I've only seen tiny bits of that. But you're right. When I then watched the whole show, because what was interesting is that they did the tease again where AJ was like, put down his gloves. It's like, thank you. And then they brought up Paul Levesque, executive producer. And then they bring up into the corner. And then all of a sudden, the Undertaker's music hit.
Okay.
So I by that point, I knew the Undertaker was coming out. But this wasn't the same as when they did that with CM Punk's return. Because I would have I guess this isn't, Netflix isn't a channel. But I would have absolutely felt like the show was over. So they're playing a little bit more of a risk with these teasers at the end there.
Yeah, but they're doing it so much more often now, aren't they? It's like ever since they did it the first time they did that, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure was that the NXT takeover where Sami Zayn beat Adrian Neville for the title, and then Kevin Owens turned on him just after they put the graphic up.
That was NXT in that era. I definitely
that's like the first time. So that's the thing that Hunter's brought in. That's the thing that the Paul Levesque has brought into his era.
Well, absolutely.
He's kind of run that into the ground a little bit now. I feel just go, oh, the Undertaker's coming out now.
And look, he came out in the motorcycle where it was like that's how we last saw him against AJ. Which there's something. So it's like they hated each other. It was about, please don't bury me, or whatever AJ was saying. And now he's coming out there hugging. But it's like
AJ freezing in horror at the picture of the Undertaker in that during the Money in the Bank match at Titan Towers.
The picture of what?
Do you remember that terrible ladder match? The Money in the Bank.
One, yeah, that could have been awesome.
He went into a room that was a dark, spooky room, and the picture of the Undertaker on the wall. He's like,
oh. Yeah, this does ring a bell. Oh my god, that was cinematic. I was actually writing about cinematic matches earlier today, but
that one slipped your mind.
Yeah, like weirdly. So did Matt Hardy start the cinematic match in its current form? Because I was going to say, but like. Yeah, there was the Boiler Room Brawl and the Hollywood Backlot Brawl, which were kind of cinematic matches.
Yeah, I'd say the Hollywood Backlot Brawl was probably more cinematic out of the two, because the Boiler Room was just one camera sort of focus.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah, 100%. Because I was going to say, what makes it a cinematic match? Because I'd say if you have an empty arena match, or if you have what was the other one I was going to say? Or just like a backstage segment that they've a pre-tape, basically. Then you could say, well, they're cinematic. And I suppose there's been like tiny bits of this where they do pre-tapes inserted, like when the Undertaker was in the casket. What was it where he was like against Diesel or something? And there was a casket and they open it and the Undertaker's already inside, or something like this. And it was clearly that they'd shot it before.
No, it was Diesel opened the casket and Diesel's in the coffin.
Oh, and Diesel's in it. Yes.
They just got a pre-tape of him being in the coffin.
Yeah, and I suppose
him going, and obviously the crowd can't, so they can just see a body. They can't see that it's these until it comes up on the screen.
I wonder what they had got laying there. It was probably, imagine if it was Isaac Yankem.
I was about to say probably was Kane, yeah.
Yeah, just and Kevin Nash is stood there not realizing that is the future of the Diesel character anyway.
Maybe that was it. Maybe it was dressed as Diesel just for people like in their crowd to go, "Oh, there is another Diesel in there," and then Vince went,
"Well, he's done it before," you know. Yeah, could be. And then I suppose the Warrior appearing to Hulk Hogan in the reflection in WCW. Do you remember that?
Yeah, that wasn't a cinematic match, was it?
No, but
random backstage segment.
Yeah, it's a backstage segment, but these kind of I don't know, it's saying something's kabuki nowadays inappropriate. It might be. I don't know. But when this is what they'd always say back in the day, like Bobby Heenan or whatever on commentary saying, "Oh, something a bit kabuki here," just meaning something mysterious. Mm-hmm. Is it? Am I burying myself here, Dave?
I've never heard that expression.
You've never heard it? I watch old wrestling. You'll hear it fairly regularly.
I'm the wrestling encyclopedia according to our chat group, so I should know that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, anyway. So their cinematic match was the only cinematic match I've seen that I think holds up. Personally. Like when I saw Final Deletion and Ultimate Deletion, stuff like this, it's kind of fun, but yeah, they don't hold up as logical pieces of reality, I suppose.
No, it was funny at the time though. Everyone just trashed it at the time. And then do you remember when the TNA wrestlers, it was people like Rockstar Spud and EC3 and these other guys parodied the video in the back, they just filmed their version of it, and it was like okay, this actually is quite funny, and it's like they're almost like, and at the end they go, "Oh, this is the worst thing ever, isn't it?" It's like they look at the camera, really? Is this really the worst thing ever? It was almost like they're saying this wasn't that bad, people. Come on.
Yeah. Okay, no, I don't remember that, but that
parody was actually very funny.
Okay, so I was just about to look up the Elimination Chamber. There's something just weird when you search it. So CBS Sports Elimination Chamber 2026 predictions. It's just got a dedication to Hulk Hogan on it.
Hulk Hogan on the fucking
for some reason.
For God's sake.
Yeah. Okay, but so let's go through, because I guess what we can predict from it is the order they're going to go in. That isn't. We can guess who's in first, who's in last, who's eliminated first, and stuff like that.
Oh, I did that on my little prediction league that I do with Lopez Wrestling. So I can tell you what I thought.
Okay. What do you want to do? Shall I give any thoughts first?
Yeah. Just
okay. So this is to go against Drew at Mania. Gosh. Yeah, it's almost certainly going to be Cody, because that's the only one that feels like it will be. It's elevated that high. It would be a huge shock if it was LA Knight. Evans and Williams are, this is elevating them. You can't send them straight into WrestleMania from this. No, and I pray to God it is not Uso. I pray to God it is not Jey Uso.
Considering most of the reports were it's supposed to be Bronson in there. Obviously, what happened to him happened, and
that was interesting. So, we didn't cover that. So, what was the man in the mask just waiting in the wings, and suddenly no, we don't need you. We don't need you.
Shane Morris screwed himself out of it.
Yeah,
I get the impression from watching the sort of the win and Jay sort of a fixed expression of okay, this is weird. I've got to go to Chicago now. The sort of look on his face.
So you're saying the thought was Jay was going to not win that Bronson was going to win?
I think Reed was supposed to win it. That's what I got the impression of.
Really? Because the whole shtick has been that the masked man comes and takes out all of the Vision, and you thought Bronson was going to get through.
He could have done it in the match. He could have done it in the Elimination Chamber.
Oh, what? Screwed him.
Yeah, because there is no Vision representation in any part of Elimination Chamber now. They could probably get involved in the Punk match, or perhaps, I don't know, but there wouldn't be any point there because that's not their story. And there's zero involvement with them now, and they're a cursed group now, aren't they? Because Bron's out, Now Reed's out, and what is the division right now? It's Paul Heyman with Austin Theory and Logan Paul. It's not really a intimidating faction right now, is it?
No, and then Heyman weirdly came out with Brock because it's just like, well, you know, I come out with Brock, and so that's a thing, but it's separate to anything else he's doing.
Yeah, but I'm liking the idea of that though, sort of like the idea of it's going to be an open challenge and advertising which Raws he's going to be on from that point on in the lead up to it, which means that they're giving the opportunity for anyone to accept the challenge. And I could foresee that there'd be like people coming out to do it, but Brock would take them all out and things like that. So you'd have people like I think I said while someone was on the show, I would really like Ilya Dragunov to like be an opponent of Brock at some point, just because I've been a fan of Ilya for a long time and I would like to see that happen after their little attraction at the Rumble. I could see him being like maybe like the penultimate one, almost like that. Say you had this moment, you had to like throw me out with like all the venom you could do and all that sort of stuff, and or whatever they could do there. But eventually it would end up being like maybe a week or 2 weeks before WrestleMania that Obafemi is the one who accepts it, and he's not as easily taken down as the others have been for Brock. And so Brock, okay, let's do it. And accepting the challenge that he gets that he gets challenged on, that sort of thing. Obviously, on the other hand, did you see the clip of Brock at the Rumble where he basically, when Jey Uso's music's been hitting, and he basically calls out to Cody, "Eliminate me."
Which what was that about? Was he injured, or did he just like, not this guy?
No, there was a thing. Well, there was a video that went out of someone obviously taking some stuff on their phone, and it went out this week, and he audibly calls to Cody, eliminate me. And you know, when that happened at the Rumble, when he just went out while Uso was still making his entrance, I had a feeling it was like, I wonder if Brock's just done that so no one notices he's been eliminated, and he's just done that as a thing of like, say, screw this, and I'm out. And it seemed that way. It seemed like you could literally hear him and see him mouthing "eliminate me" to Cody, and then obviously the night take him out. And there's another bit later on with the cameraman at ringside who just goes, it's just like, okay, looking out to say, what was this supposed to happen? What? Anyway, enough about Brock. What were we talking for? Chamber, of course.
Chamber. Okay, so I don't know.
You're talking about Elimination Chamber. So I'm just on the fact the last thing I saw them do with this person on SmackDown was them getting screwed out of a match result, losing to Aleister Black. I think Orton might win Chamber.
I'd be happy with that.
I'm going to go with Orton McIntyre because they've done Cody and Drew. Yeah. It's done. They don't need to do that. Unless they do something where, if they did do Rhodes and Orton winning, but then they have Rhodes beating Drew in a sort of like a sudden challenge match or something like that. He challenges him on SmackDown, says, "I'll put my career on the line," or something like that to get Drew to put the title on the line, and then he wins it, and then Mania ends up being Orton and Rhodes, which I think would be a much better Mania match.
I agree.
Overall, I think that's a possible avenue that could go. But also, Drew, I don't know if it was a story that was happening earlier on in SmackDown, but he interfered in the match with Orton and Aleister Black, didn't he? So, which cost him the match. So it could go that way. If I was going to do an outside bet, I would probably go with Orton, just because I'm kind of sick of Rhodes just winning everything.
I would be really happy with that. I don't know how long Randy Orton plans to keep wrestling, and you don't know because he was almost apparently out of it a couple of years ago. You know how long it's realistic for anyway. I would load him up with another world title or two just to bring that whole. Is he going to break the 17 time, or is he going to get his 16 time and stuff like this? Is that still is that still in play? Because is he 14 time currently?
I don't know.
I think he's a 14-time world champion, and so he is the only person that feasibly could do challenge this record, except for Triple H, who was also, I think, 14-time, but obviously the exact same reason. It was so weird with Triple H.
He let Randy beat his record.
Yeah. So WWE Championship 10 times, World Heavyweight Championship 4 times. Yeah. So 14-time champion. If he won one more world title, people would just be looking at him the rest of his career. Will he reach that Ric Flair status? You know, and then I don't know. I would do that. I would be very happy for that. I'd be happy for LA Knight, not really at WrestleMania, to be honest. Cody, I kind of expect it, but I don't know what you do with Cody at Mania if he doesn't, unless you just find some way for him to go against Jacob Fatu in some sort of big cage match or something like this.
Yeah, I think probably Fatu is the way to go.
Yeah.
Where it's revealed that he was the one who attacked Jacob. Maybe that's how you get there.
Yeah. Okay, so I think starting the match is going to be Cody and Javon Evans. I think they're going to have someone in there just to like really show off that, wow, look at this guy. He's like come to the dance and he's going to do all of his high flying stuff. And Cody will be like, yeah, kid, you got it, kind of stuff like that. And then someone else will come in. Oh yeah, so it's very babyface heavy, isn't it?
Oh yeah, there's no heels in this one at all. It's all
wow.
Face. So I have Jay and Javon starting off for some reason, and possibly that Javon gets like a quick elimination.
Oh, he eliminates Jay or gets eliminated? Okay.
He gets it just before like the next person comes out, who will be Trick Williams or something like that. They usually have like the new sort of heel character going out there. Oh no, Trick's a heel.
Yes.
That's the other thing, isn't it? Obviously, Bronson would have balanced that out a little bit as well. So if you had been in there. But yeah, no, I think entry-wise it'd be Jay, Javon, then Trick, then LA Knight, then Rhodes and Orton.
Okay, just very quickly coming back to the whole Bronson thing, right? So when Bronson sort of like jumped down to break up a pin, and he instantly got up and he was like, my arm. And then the next thing I saw, he was like on the ground outside, like with a referee. Couldn't like if I was Reed, and perhaps they just didn't have a guy in a mask like waiting, but I'd have been like, you need to get some guy to come and take me out. That would have been the perfect time, just to put like a hood on and just come and stomp me or something.
It's weird they had that situation happen on Dynamite yesterday. Did you see the women's tag match yesterday? Where
I have not seen Dynamite this week.
I'll
tell you something about Dynamite in a second, but go ahead.
But it's interesting you say that, because they had to do that during the women's tag team title match. There was Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford, easy for me to say, against Harley Cameron and Willow Nightingale, champions. And it's tag team title match. Then Penelope hit this top rope moonsault to the outside, and barely anyone caught her. There was no hit.
I did see this. Oh my god! So what happened? I saw the moonsault, and I saw that they seemed to part, and she went in the middle, right?
Yeah, it pretty much hit the ground. And after that, she sort of went back in the match, sort of tagged straight out, and didn't come back in the match. She saw her sort of get off the apron, where obviously she's communicated to the referee that she's hurt, and the doctors have come to ringside and evaluated her, and basically just kept her out the match for the rest of it. So they needed some kind of thing, because basically it was Megan Bayne on her own against the champions, and that's not the dynamic they want. It's obviously the heels are now on the underside, so they had their new cohort lean across, interfere, causing a DQ, and then the two of them beat down the champions. So they had to call a completely different finish. So you're saying about having someone on standby to a man in black. In this case, it was just they just said to her, right, get out there now and cause a DQ for him to get.
I've said this for on and off for years, but I've definitely said it on the show a year or two ago, where I said, like, so the Jeff Hardy situation in TNA all those years ago with Sting, like Eric Bischoff came out and tried to buy some time. Why wouldn't they like send out Matt Hardy, or if he was part of whatever, I forget what was the group called that Jeff Hardy was part of as a heel? Like it was like Infinity or something. Immortal, there you go. Right, Infinity. But yeah, it's like they could have sent out some other people and said this is now a 6-on-1 handicap, or something like this, and had a screwy finish just to have someone else. But like Matt Hardy was the obvious one. He's going to come out and be with his brother and stuff like this. And I think you should always just have, when you've got your sheet of who's wrestling, you should just be like, pick a heel, pick a face, and so that they are on call. So if you need someone to run out, and it's like we just send out a heel, start beating down, and they're like, why is he suddenly doing this? You can work that out next week. You can work it out next week. They just need to have someone on standby, because the amount of times that there's just been someone down, and like on this Raw match, it's an interesting dynamic because the original El Grande Americano, which I think he got no reaction when he came out with that. Like they killed Chad again. Great match still really good match. He picked up for a belly to back suplex Bronson, just before he was injured, and it's just like this is a crappy gimmick because he was meant to be a heel, and trying to make the original Grande Americano a face when everyone still loves Kaiser as it, and they liked him as a heel. None of that works. But sorry, I digress.
That's right. You should watch AAA then, because basically over there they have reversed the roles. Original is the heel, and
that's interesting.
Mexico loved Kaiser's Grande Americano. They love him.
Yeah. Oh, every time I've seen it, like he comes out singing, he gets a hero's welcome and stuff like this.
Yeah, and Dominic's the face there as well. It's weird.
Yeah. But
anyway,
so what I was going to say is that Bronson gets injured, and his two opponents in this no disqualification match, because they even were saying when El Grande got Jay in a like an ankle lock or something, he was like, you can grab the ropes, but there's no disqualification. There's no disqualification. It's like, why aren't they attacking Reed? Pin him, pin him now. Put him back in the ring and lock him into something. Put him in an arm bar and have him tap.
Yeah, but they can't, can they? He's actually hurt. They can't touch him.
They need to kind of figure out some sort of protocol, some sort of like ruling where there was another match which they said was, Natty wrestled Maxine Dupree, and they were like, it's a referee stoppage. It's like, well, Bronson Reed, that was a referee stoppage, except for it's a 3-way. So is he eliminated from a non-elimination match?
I
or
guess
should
so.
it have been the other two both win and go in the chamber, and they're in a pod together?
What, together?
Do it.
Do you not remember that horrible tag team elimination chamber match? Come on, you can't put them in that together.
Do you know what? I think I do actually. Who was in that?
Oh God! Oh, don't ask me. It was the mid-2010s tag team roster who was in it.
Yeah. Oh my God!
They were in it, and they were all three of them were in the pod together. That was fun.
Wow.
That was about it. I think Luke.
Okay, anyway, so that is the men's elimination chamber. I think I'm going to go with. I think Cody's going to win. I hope Orton, wins out. That would be my pick. I have grown to like Randy Orton so much more than I ever used to.
Yeah.
So I would like to see him back it properly in the main event or as a world champion again. For the women's. Sorry, go ahead, Dave.
That's all right. You literally said what I was going to say.
Yeah, so we've got Tiffy Time, Rhea, Bliss, Oscar, Kiana James, and Raquel Rodriguez.
Easy pick for me, Rhea Ripley.
And so she's now would be against Jade, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's interesting.
That'd be the match you go for, I think.
Yeah, well, whoever you put against,
you haven't got Bianca. Bianca's only just got out of surgery now after a year on the shelf, so she's not back for a while. So I think Rhea's the biggest one you can go with on this one. And
obviously she's big enough to be able to throw around Jade and vice versa, so they can have a more powerhouse match kind of thing.
Yeah. Also, they're going to have this. I think
Raquel though.
I think I don't see it with Raquel. I don't get it. I don't see why you would go with Raquel. It's one of those things. I get the idea that it would be like both the Judgment Day women goal, but Raquel doesn't have the it factor for me. Never has.
No, I agree. No, I've said this on the show in the last week or the week before or whatever, like Rhea could she is the star level and everything now, so she is legit WrestleMania main event. Exactly. So, and because now they've got 2 nights. Okay, so are we going to get a women's match main event Mania this year? What do you reckon?
I don't know if we go with that, but I have some issues with how the other match has been sort of like promoted as well, just in terms of how they're booking Stephanie Vaquer. I think with the feud she was having with Raquel, speaking of her, the final match they had after the night after the Rumble was good street fight and was well done. But they do book her to be a bit of an idiot sometimes. Remember that time when she was doing that feud with Raquel, there was like one where she was in the walking boot and she was legit injured and all that sort of stuff. She had a little stare down with Raquel, and Raquel went off to the back to the entrance area, and then Stephanie cut a little promo to the camera on Raquel, who then came back and attacked her from behind, and it was like, why did you make her look so stupid there? And they did it again this week with the whole sort of thing with her and Liv just sucker punching her, and it was like, come on, she's not. Why are you making her look so stupid? I think you can have like a face character that can get attacked or things like that if you get them completely unaware. But when she's literally looking at them, it's not like she's attacking from behind. She was facing her.
It was pretty good, so because she got the microphone in her hand, the sucker punch sounded like it absolutely knocked her out, and she dropped like a ton of bricks. The thing I didn't like in that moment actually is, Cargill's meant to be a face, right? Is she not a face?
She's a heel, mate.
I never took her. She's not doing any heelish things. She just comes out with a entrance, and that's that.
Yeah, but she's been a heel since she attacked the title from Tiffany.
Oh, okay, I guess so. I guess
for a while, but and doing the whole thing with Jordan Grace. Yeah, I get that she's doing like honourable things like beating Jordan Grace with one arm and things like that, which would be a face sort of like thing to do. But it's confusing in that respect. But I was also going to say, I think I saw in the graphic you put up a moment ago, are Rhea and Io defending the tag titles against Nia and Lash Legend on SmackDown?
Let me go back to WWE.
Title match, and they're probably losing the titles if it's a title match.
Oh, let's see what it says.
They're on the graphic there, but I don't know if it's a title match.
Well, there you go. So if they lose, then that will help inform us about that match.
Yeah, and that'll free up Rhea. She'll probably get beaten down in that one. That'll make the comeback story even bigger, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Sort of stuff. So I would imagine there's a title change there, and that, like you say, that sort of frees them up a little bit. And
Miz is doing a job.
That'll be fun.
I don't get, like, the Miz is permanently like this joke to me, that it's like he doesn't seem like he should ever actually beat anyone anymore. This is a foregone conclusion match, whereas he's a former 2-time world champion.
Yeah, but he does the job. He does the job well. It's like, or literally in this case. But,
yeah, he will. Well, yeah, he puts people over a lot. I think there's a problem though, where, like, even Orton, it just feels like there are people that once they've been there a certain length of time, even if they've been in main events and world titles, world champions, it just feels like they exist just to put people over.
Yeah.
Which, I don't know, I just don't think you should get people ever into that phase where you always expect someone to lose, but they can always turn up like, oh, I'm going to be a serious threat. It's like, no, you're not. Not anymore. Sorry, Randy. I hope Randy Orton wins another world title.
I think with Miz though, his character has always been that of the smarmy, like that takes himself a bit too seriously, sort of like style character, isn't it? And he has become sort of Teflon. He can lose matches and win matches, and it doesn't matter. He'll always have that level of stardom.
No, I completely agree. He never goes. No, go ahead.
I'll be interested to see what his level's like after this new series of American Gladiators has come out, because he's a host, isn't he?
Yeah. Oh, that's very exciting. I
It's
forgot that.
really interesting. He's the host, and Wardlow's one of the gladiators.
Oh yeah. Is Wardlow still in AEW?
Well, yeah, he's on the shelf.
Do you know what? Like, here's the thing. I've made one of my New Year's resolutions was to get back into AEW rather than just follow it vaguely. And I took the step. Sorry,
like I do with WWE.
Oh yeah, no, right. Well, like even with WWE, there's been so many shows where it's like, oh, now it's on Netflix, and I could watch it so easily. I just end up not. So what I try to do is like, okay, I can watch it on my phone if I'm doing something. It can be on. I can be following it. And so I was like, because I used to pay for the AEW on Triller Fight or whatever it was at the time, until they screwed me, which was a whole thing back in the day, a year and a half ago. Yeah, there's where they just like ended it when I ordered a pay-per-view. And they were like, well, it's a new deal. And I was like, no, I've paid for this. You've charged me twice, and now you're not giving me the deal. And so after that really lost me for a while. But I'm like, it's always been on ITV here in the UK. And I'm like, it must be on the equivalent of iPlayer. And I found that it was. And so this week, I was like, okay, I'm going to catch up. I'm going to see the last Dynamite that's on there, which I assume was from last week's. And I get a certain far in it. And I'm like, wait, Powerhouse Hobbs is on this show. I don't know how old the episode I was watching was, but I was like, oh, okay, I guess I'm nowhere. This isn't up to date after all. So I'd clicked on what I thought was the newest episode, but it wasn't.
The Society of League players are so user-friendly system. Yes.
Well, you know, it was crazy. Like, I might find it immediately here now. But when I went onto ITV, it like, and I searched AEW, nothing came up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'll try it like here.
I'll try all Elite Wrestling. Let's say there might be.
See that might be it. AEW search, and yeah, it just doesn't. You can't see it obviously, but it just comes up with Olivia marries her match. Everything's Olivia Atwood.
I'm gonna say, yeah.
Shock and awe trumps return. It's got it thinks I mean the word awe. AWE. And the movie Castaway, AWA maybe. But yeah, so I think All Elite. That is terrible. If someone at ITV, All Elite, does it come up? Yes, it does. So you're right. Dynamite and Collision. So that's how I will get back into it. Because it being on ITV at midnight, 11:30 at night, that was always like, I'm never going to bother, even though the alternative was paying for it. Before, but I'm like at the moment I'm like, nah, this will make sense just so I can dip into it a lot better, because at best I try to on wrestling Twitter see like highlights, but Twitter, you're off Twitter on Blue Sky now, right?
Yeah,
right. So wrestling Twitter or whatever, Twitter as a whole thing, I'm now just getting random videos you'd never know from my account that I follow wrestling. And so I have to search for it every single time. So even for, like in preparation for the show today, I'm trying to see like what's the breaking news, and I can't risk showing Twitter on screen unless I know what's coming up. But none of it has got to do with wrestling. It's absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, every account I follow is it's all like weird health stuff coming up. It's just strange, and animals, lots of animals, AI videos of animals, I think. But yeah, so
there's not enough animal videos of actual real animals in the world. Do people actually need to make AI videos of animals?
Yeah. There was one though. There was one of horse on skis, so you can't do that.
I will say there was quite a funny AI video that I saw today of a cat trying to wake its owner up with various instruments. So that was quite funny. But
yeah, as a cat owner, I guess. Yeah.
Much against my better judgment for watching an AI video, but there we are.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, should we go back to the chamber?
Yeah, back to the chamber. So I don't know. Yeah, Rhea's the biggest star there. Rhea versus Jade. That will look good on a marquee, a poster, etc.
I would imagine this comes down to Rhea and Tiffany at the end. I know Raquel's in there, but I think it'll come down to like the two bigger sort of faces in the match. Alexa's in there as well, I suppose, but I would foresee her getting eliminated like about midway through.
Yeah.
I mean, Jane's getting a bit of a small sort of push. You know, she had a sort of like long tenure in the Rumble. Now she's getting this match after beating Nia and Charlotte in a triple threat, which is quite a surprise.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that ends up for her. I think Asuka will be sort of. I know. I don't see where she would sort of. Whether there be any kind of argument for her doing well in this one. If there's any sort of like thought about them building to Asuka versus Kyrie down the line, if there's any more juice to that story, I don't know if she ends up accidentally costing her in that one as well. You know, she accidentally eliminated her in the Royal Rumble, and
it's always interesting when it comes to chambers or Hell in the Cells, how you're going to have people interfere. They always find ways. But
no, but I think we both agreed that Rhea's winning, aren't we?
Yeah, I think so. And then we have two other matches. I think AJ will possibly win, because if she doesn't win the Intercontinental title, then is it just that she's a bit of a damp squib, or is it that you build up for a second match at Mania?
I think the latter. I think Lynch wins this by cheating.
Okay, and then you build up to a second match.
Yeah, I think Mania's a thing when you pull the trigger on the title change. I think either that or AJ Lee is there that you just have a few matches and put over Becky. Maybe maybe that's a whole deal. I don't know.
It could be.
It could be that's the way. Is this like, as Becky Lynch just said, this is her last year or something? Or this is her last contract anyway?
What? I didn't hear that at all.
She said,
is she doing some Star Trek show?
A last run or something like that as an active wrestler, and she's going to be retiring after this contract's finished. I don't know about the Star Trek thing. I've not heard that. But.
Yeah, this vaguely rings a bell. That Becky Lynch, I thought, because she was gone for a while, wasn't she? And so obviously they then have tempted her back. But yeah, I think, you know, her and Seth have got at least one kid, right? Yeah, I mean, this is a thing, you know. So who knows? It could well be. But yeah, so I think probably AJ will win this then. I'd be surprised if she doesn't. But then what, you know, this feels like this should have been the match at WrestleMania, because it's only for the Intercontinental Championship, which is still so new and everything, and so is the Women's US Championships, that they kind of, in a sense, feel just as prestigious as the world titles, because they're the novelty still. You know, people haven't won these belts before.
Yeah, I suppose it's possible, you know, neither a US or IC title were defended at last year's WrestleMania, so it's possible that they're doing this now because they might not have room for it at Mania.
Yeah, that's a good point. And then we come to
This is how interested we are in that one.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Like, I don't expect it to be a very long match. I just hope that AJ can still go and doesn't like get an injury or something, basically. Because is this her first singles match back? She only was in a tag match. She hasn't. Was it only one match she's had?
Games, yeah.
Oh yes, of course, yeah. So yeah, tags only, and then we have Punk versus Balor.
Yeah.
And Balor is just the absolute poster boy for having a world title match just before it's meaningful, and therefore it's utterly meaningless. Balor probably won't even have a match at Mania unless it's some sort of Judgment Day explode kind of thing.
Him versus Dom.
Yeah, it could be either way. Because there was a little interaction with them on Raw where Dom was like, hey, are you still going to have my back? You know, I want people out there. And Finn was like, well, I'm about to have the most important match of my career. Right, which I don't think is true at all. But he said, so, you know, why don't you do what I did when, you know, you were doing something? He's like, I took care of business on my own. So it could be that Dom, I don't think he's going to cost him it, because then Punk's in the weird position of, oh, he's a disputed champion then, I guess. So
yeah, he couldn't be someone without someone else helping them. So what threats are going to be for Roman?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but Punk's winning surely.
Yeah, they've already announced Punk versus Roman. What's the?
Well, exactly. This was the thing, like with Adam Pearce, like a week or two ago, when Finn Balor was in the ring. He's like, "No, the main event of WrestleMania is CM Punk versus Roman." I'm like, "What about defending? He could lose the belt at any point."
Yeah, Punk should be like, "No, I'm old school. This is supposed to be defended every 30 days." Jack Tunney said so. So.
Don't you have like a weird feeling that Punk's going to get injured and not be in that match at Mania? It just feels like main events at Mania. Last year, because obviously he came back. It felt like he was going to main event against Seth. He was injured. Seth was in. Well, first Seth was injured, then Punk was injured, then Seth came back and Punk wasn't there. And then the next year, Punk's going to main event Mania. It's like he's going to get injured. It's not going to happen for him. And I still feel like that.
I still did it though.
Yeah.
Last year, triple threat.
But no, I was worried in the build up to that it wasn't going to happen.
I'm always worried he's going to injure himself.
It's what he does.
Yeah, that's what he does.
Yeah. Well, his injuries were always like stupid, like the crowd diving.
I see what you mean.
Taking what didn't he? Was it like Drew Future Shock DDT'd him or something, and just taking that move, he busted his arm?
A double arm thing, and he broke his shoulder, didn't he, or something? Or it was
something like
that. Tear or something.
Yeah,
tricep tear.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, hopefully Punk will get his Mania main event.
Yeah. But so this is the thing. We're sort of like talking so sort of like, I don't know, finding other things to talk about while we've been going down the card. It's like, this is how much interest this card is for us.
Well, but yeah, and that's it. 4 matches, and a lot of it. Well, like I wouldn't say, like I'd say Rhea is the most obvious victory there. The men's, it could go a few different ways, but Cody seems legitimately like the obvious pick.
It's not that. It's just like, put a bit of variety in there. You got 2 chamber matches and 2 singles matches. Put a freaking tag title match in there or something. Yeah. I don't care if it is. It has to be the MFTs and put them in there against the Machine Guns or something. I don't know. Just something.
Oh my god, Machine Guns still in WWE?
Apparently, but I don't know if they've been released. But you know, if we're going to do another one, then give Wyatt 6 another fucking title shot or something. I don't know. Just
are they still in WWE?
Have something in there, you know.
Well, yeah, they could. Like, I don't know what they're ever going to do.
The thing you're saying, they're going. Oh, they're still in there. They're still in there. They've got such a huge roster, and they give 4 matches. It's 4 matches, and there's 16 wrestlers involved in these 4 matches, and that's it. It's like,
I know it's kind of ridiculous just how many people they do have.
Well, Tommaso Ciampa goes off and goes to another company, and Johnny Gargano is now like trying to go viral by planking everywhere. It's like this.
That's a terrible storyline. It literally looks like. Have you seen like when someone falls over in Family Guy? Family Guy, flat on face.
The knee.
I mean, no, not the knee, not the knee. It's just that when characters fall over in Family Guy,
Same sort of
they usually like it's like their arms by the sides. It's not like you think normally you fall down, you try to save yourself.
Also, how Maxine Dupree sold being knocked out.
Yeah, that's true actually.
Same thing, but it's like it's just you got all these people on there. There's all this talent, and they're doing nothing with them. And look at I'll give NXT a bit of a shout out this week because they had quite a big show the other day. They had like 3 title changes in one sort of show, and they had another big title match that ended with an angle that people sort of possibly saw coming, but the impact of it was still pretty good. And on that show, even though some of them are like, they're not like, barely any matches go over 10 minutes. The ones that do go over 10 minutes are usually like the big title matches in the main events and things. But they've got loads of people on the shows every week. They've got little segments here backstage. They've got talking segments that don't outstay their welcome. You've got matches that are either squash matches to put people over, or you've got quick angles and things like that are there to really sort of put people over. And yes, some of them are like speed title matches and tour tournament matches now, which obviously the whole point of that is that they're fast matches. But they got so many people in there. I can tell you there was at least like 6 angles that advanced on NXT this week. And it's like how many other shows had that happen in such within the time frame they had? They had like a strict 2 hours to do that in.
Yeah,
quite a lot, and with quite a lot of people in there as well. But they've got people, over to an extent. They have like this new group called the Vanity Project who won the tag titles. They won the tag titles because of Tony D'Angelo like getting involved because his beef is with the Dark Side group who are the champions. But he screws them over to get this new group over. Winning the titles, then later on they're associated with Ethan Page, who loses his title. So it's like, wow, I'm leading these guys, but they're all now champions. I've not got a title anymore. It's like, where's that go now? So you got that interesting angle there. You got the Sol Ruka and Zarya split, which finally happened, and it happened at the beginning before the match even happened. It wasn't a case of Zarya screwing Sol Ruka. She screwed him straight away. They got the introductions done in introductions, and she just speared the crap out of her. And
wow, that's
interesting. And then Sol was like selling like out, and it was like telling the referee, "No, I'm good to go. I'm good to go." And then she just immediately gets knocked out for the win.
Wow,
going to win. And then Zarya attacks her again, and it's like it made so much more sense to do it that way. And other things like Miles Bourne, this guy who's a deaf wrestler who beat Ethan Page for the title. They've been building this over the course of like 8 weeks. Of then Ethan Page trying to tell him to get this killer instinct in him, and it ends up being his undoing because he's the one who beat him for the title in the end. And there's 3 or 4 others things I could talk about on that bit. It was just done well. It was just done like, as I say, just succinct. It's all like. A lot of people would say, "Oh, it's a bit sloppy here and there," and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, it is sloppy because a lot of these guys are very young and inexperienced in certain ways. But they've still managed to build a roster that has differing levels and things like that, and just has stories that are constantly advancing. And it's so frustrating to see that happen on the developmental show, essentially, the third brand, when the other ones are just so dull. And this pay-per-view is just an example of it. You can have so many things going on in this pay-per-view. And I know they've got 2 chamber matches, but they don't have to be like an hour long. And they're going to be up to that point. They're going to be at least 45, 50 minutes. It's just going to be, especially the men's match, it's going to be laborious to watch that one. I got a horrible feeling.
Well, we'll see. That it might be interesting just for Evans and Williams to bring some fresh energy into it, because obviously
they'll probably be eliminated first. They'll have LA Knight, Randy Orton, and Cody Rhodes.
I don't know. I think like imagine if Trick eliminated Orton. What a big win, or something that could lead into a Mania match or something. But yeah, no, you're right. Like it's kind of a bit. It's not going to be any different than every other chamber match, basically.
Yeah.
So someone might go through one of the panels. Someone's going to be raring to get out.
You might, of course they are.
Well, yeah. You know what? Look, I'm just having a quick check to see if there's any breaking news or anything. Here's a headline that kind of sucks: the British Bulldogs WWE Hall of Fame ring stolen. That sucks.
Yeah, someone broke into Harry Smith's house or something like that, and built a load of his dead stuff. Yeah.
Oh, that's terrible.
It is. It's also terrible that I'd forgotten he was even in the Hall of Fame. I completely forgot.
Wow.
I saw a headline the other day, yesterday, saying that I think family members of the Dynamite Kid are now starting to starting to try and get a thing going to get support for Dynamite to go in the Hall of Fame. My first reaction was, well, David Boy's not even in there yet. Wait till he gets in there. And then this.
Sorry, who to go into the Hall of Fame?
A Dynamite Kid.
Family okay.
To get him in the Hall of Fame. My thought was, oh, well, David Boy's not even in there. You should probably put him in first before Dynamite. And then obviously reading that earlier today, I'm like, oh yeah, he is in there. Okay.
Well, the Hall of Fame has just changed so much because of the pandemic, where now they have like one Undertaker or Paul Heyman gives a huge speech and everyone else gets like 2 minutes kind of thing.
Yeah. No time for Molly Holly.
Yeah. Okay, Dave, let's begin to wrap things up here. The one other thing I was going to mention is like from Raw. So obviously it was the AJ Styles special, and Gunther came out as you'd expect, and it's like he's retired AJ Goldberg and John Cena, but for some reason every week now, Dragon Lee has to come out and attack him. It's like you're diminishing what Gunther did by having Dragon Lee be like the only one to stand up for any of these guys. It's like, no one else cares. No one else cares that AJ Styles is gone. Like, I mean, I guess after Cena was retired, then AJ did give him a stare down, but then he got retired. And it's like, so now Dragon Lee's going to avenge it for Goldberg, John Cena, and AJ. It's just like...
I think I said to you before, though, of those matches, AJ's was the only one where his career was on the line. So it is a little bit different.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that is a very good point.
And it is, and he's pissed off that he's obviously his tag partner has had to retire, but he's more annoyed that Gunther just keeps bragging about it. So he's going to try and do something for it. And I know, obviously, last week you and Gav were saying it was quite heelish of Dragon Lee to attack him during his qualifying match and chamber qualifying match, but I'm all for it. I like the sort of this little push of Dragon Lee as sort of like this luchador who won't stand up to, who won't stand for the bully getting his way. I think it's quite refreshing. That's what I'm saying. It's about the new faces and the storylines advancing on NXT. At least it's someone different. It's not the same.
Yeah, okay, that's a fair point. It's a fair point. Although I just feel like, see, if they'd suddenly said on this pay-per-view was Gunther versus Dragon Lee, but I don't think that there isn't a pay-per-view after this Mania, is there? No. So Dragon Lee just on Raw will be squashed. There's no way that... Oh, there could be. But there is no way at WrestleMania it's Dragon Lee versus Gunther.
No, they wouldn't do it for Mania. There probably will be a Raw main event, maybe, and things like that. I don't think it'll be a squash. They put too much... not
a squash. They'll give him a bunch of stuff, and then he'll just catch him in a in a sleeper, and then that'll be it.
Yeah. Gunther will no doubt win, but I think he's smart enough to know that he needs to like give Dragon Lee a bit of offense. I think if it's anything like, I would love it if they did the same finish. There was a match in WXW, which was Gunther, or Walter as he was at the time, against Ray Phoenix.
WXW, where's that?
WXW, Germany. I thought
it was a promotion.
And it was part of the 16-carat tournament. It was a first-round match, and it was absolutely brilliant. Really brilliant match of like the size differential, the two of them, but Phoenix just proving why he deserves better than he's getting at the moment on SmackDown, and just like to bring what an unbelievable. Anyway, there was a point in the match where Gunther like ripped his mask, and I don't think he meant to rip it quite as much as he did, but the point where it was coming off and things like that, and a fan stood at ringside, like took a mask he bought earlier for merch, to Ray Phoenix, and threw it into the ring for Phoenix to switch masks so he could like have a mask.
That's incredible.
And the reason, but it became apparent later on, the reason he did that is because later on the finish of the match, finish of the match was Walter switching his mask around so he couldn't see. So he couldn't see, and then grabbed him in the sleeper and took him out. If they do that finish, that would be really, really good. I think
that would be cool. That would be cool.
If he does end up doing the match with Mysterio, I think it's rumored at Mania, then I hope they don't do that finish there. But I think it'd be fun with them if they did it with Dragon Lee.
Yeah, no, I agree. Awesome. On that note, let us. Oh, hang on. Right, sorry. Saying about AI. Sorry, this thing again. Have you seen this? Antonio Inoki to be a humanoid android.
I read you linked it earlier. What the is this about?
Yeah. They're making a robot with an AI based on his personality. So this is the scary side of AI and robots. The Terminator coming true.
It's a robot.
Yeah.
So are people just going to line up in front of it so it can slap you? Is that what
I hope so?
That's what happened in his. Imagine with a clip of him in his retirement thing and just like just a line up of raptors. And just smacking him.
Yeah. Oh my god. Well, anyway, Dave, where can the people find you?
At David Jervis Green, most places. At LAPD Improv, my improv related stuff. We've got a show coming up end of next month on the 27th of March in Southend at Caddy's Comedy Club. So have a look on wegottickets.com for more information and tickets for that.
Okay, my name is David Pstansky. You can follow me at everywhere, David Pstansky, but also Slam Jam Show or Slam Jam Wrestling. Once again, I need to clarify what the accounts are for this thing. But I've been creating a lot of Slam Jam related content that I'll hopefully be sharing in the next week or two. I've been rolling out tons of different content for Extreme Improv and Geek Battle, and Slam Jam is next on the list. So I'll be sharing all of that soon. But been doing a lot of writing. So with that, until next time, stay safe, always stay extremed, and ciao for now, you Slam Jam bronies. Boom, and we're off the air.
Oh, yeah.